Hello and welcome to lesson 4 of the Game of Life series. And in this lesson we're going to look at growing up. And when you leave school, you'll go off to university, you'll be studying, you'll have to start looking after your finances. And when you leave university, then you'll have to then you might get married, have children, have a place of your own to live in. And one of the many challenges you'll have to face is learning to keep on top of your finances. You're likely to have a job which pays you once a month. You'll have lots of different bills, for example, electricity, gas, and water, and some things that you cannot predict on. For example, perhaps you might have to get a new car. Perhaps you're expecting a new child. And that you have to then overcome these. So in this topic, we're going to look at planning a budget using real world figures. So you can try and avoid going into an overdraft. So we're going to look at about taking home pay and for jobs. So first of all, make sure you download the budget spreadsheet, and then also go to Google and go to Indeed. Okay, I'm on the UK site, but you could be on your local site. And when we're on here, what we need to do first, we need to find some jobs, some suitable jobs that I'm going to do. Probably jobs that you might do when you leave, maybe at university to help you. So maybe you're looking for, I'm going to look for a shop assistant, and I want to look for a shop assistant in Scarborough. And I'm going to find jobs. So it's now listed me a load of jobs that I can do, for example. So one of the jobs here, if I click on it, it tells me store assistant. It's giving me a rating of this company. It's told me where it is. It's told me the hourly pay, which is £10 an hour, and it's told me what sort of things I am expected to do. So we need to go back to our file, and let's just have a look. This is a store assistant. So we have store assistant, and we know it's 10.10, like so. I think I'm going to highlight these cells, right click, and format, and make sure it's in the right currency. Select the right currency from here, and then press OK, and it puts it in the right currency. Just let's make these columns bigger. Go back to Indeed. What other jobs have we got here? Any other ones? We have 3 jobs. We've got a retail assistant at a pharmacy, where we can get drugs, that we sell drugs to people, legal drugs. So retail assistant, £9.69. And the other one here we have a pharmacy assistant, and we've got a different figure here. Okay, so I want pharmacy assistant, and we have a different figure. What's this different figure? This is per year. So instead of per hour, we've got per year. So I'm going to take 18,546. Not bad, not bad. So 18,946, I think it is. And again, I'm going to have to highlight this, format the cells, and then currency, and then press OK, like so. Let's just check. 946. 546. Let's just put this correct. Okay, so now I have our jobs that we've just found. Okay. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to try and find out how much this is gonna be. So we've got some example data here. I have got here the hourly rate of £6.70, and on average people do about 37.5 hours per week. So the weekly wage would be equals hourly rate multiplied by hours worked per week. Press enter. This gives us £251.21. And in the UK, you have deductions, which will tax, etc. This is already marked down, so we've got tax. And you can Google this. You can Google and see what sort of tax rate it is in your countries. I'm going to leave this as it is. So this gives me this here. And we want to know what the take home will be. So I can just press equals weekly minus weekly deductions. And that gives me, and just make sure I just right click here, format cells, currency, and 2 decimal places will give me £167 per 50 pence per week. Okay, that's if it's £6.70. That's basically the weekly, that's basically take home weekly wage. So per week, this is what it will be. So equals this here, that's fine. Per month will be equals per week times 4. There is on average 4 weeks per 4 weeks for each month. So C10 times 4 will give me £670 per month. And then per year will be equals 670 times, there are 12 months. So press enter, which will give me 8,040. Okay. So just something about the weekly deductions in the UK, you lose about a third of your salary in terms of deductions, for example, tax and something called national contributions. That goes to the government. Okay, so which is why it's C6 divided by 3. So it's a third of your salary goes to the government to pay for utilities like schools, roads, etc. And when you try this example here, have a go at the jobs you've just found. So for example, we've got the store assistant. Have a go at £10. We can just type it in here and see how much you'll make. Obviously, just go down into the window icon and find the snipping tool. If you find the snipping tool, we can take a screenshot of the first one. And we can just take a screenshot and paste it. Then we can do the second one and take a screenshot of the third one. With the third one, it's going to be a slightly different one. You've got it as a salary, so you need to work out the going backwards, how much the salary compares. You're going to have to then try and we're going to have to do something different there. Now, some jobs are paid in salary. Okay, so we've got the salary here. So let's try this one here, the example. We have £15,000 as the annual salary. There are 365 days in a year, and we want to know how many Saturdays and Sundays there are, because people work Mondays to Fridays normally. So we need to take the number of days and divide it by 7, which will give me how many weeks. So that's about 52.14 weeks. And so we know there's 2 days. There's 2 days at a weekend, so I can put brackets here, and we just multiply the number of weeks by 2 to get there's 104. Days of holiday. Sorry, we've got the wrong one there. I need to just shift this down. Days of a year needs to go down here, 365. And because I dragged it, it moved it down here. Days of holiday. Most of the time, people get 28 days holiday. And we know that hours worked per day is normally about 7.5. Okay. Days worked in a year, which will be equals, we know there's 365. We need to subtract the days holiday minus about 104. Okay. Now the problem we've got there is a decimal. So let's just go back into here, and just after the equals, I'm going to put int, open bracket, and at the end, close the bracket, and int will mean integer, and it'll turn it into a whole number. So this time it makes it easier. So days worked in a year, 233. That's where I can then take our annual salary and divide that by the days worked in a year, which will give a daily rate of £64. And then I'll do that again, equals the daily pay divided by hours worked, which will give me 8.58. Okay, so as you can see here, we can then work out what the annual salary is. So have a go at this yourself for the job you found on Indeed, which is, I found the pharmacy assistant, so I'll find out what this one is. And your challenge is as follows, okay? What is the hourly rate for someone on £20,000 a year? Upload a screenshot, okay, of your calculations. Find the average UK or your own annual salary and calculate this as an hourly rate. Okay, what's the weekly take-home pay for that salary? So if you're in China, if you're in Malaysia, find out the annual salary, okay, and what is the hourly rate and the weekly take-home pay for that salary, and what is the pre-tax salary for someone earning £30 per hour. Okay, now I put it in as UK, so that would be divided by 3. Maybe try and find out what would be the tax that's payable in your country. Good luck, and I'll see you next time.